practice. What else is new? We know how good the offenses are, but the defenses will be the key in this year's matchup. Remember these game-changing plays like Bel Air's Jason Kaiser's interception, school record 98-yard touchdown return against St. Clairsville, and against Steubenville Central, Kaiser a pick six for 92 yards in that game. And Wheeling Park still has nightmares about Kaiser's 48-yard fumble recovery for a score on opening night of the season. Meanwhile, Ferry gets it done on defense as well. Jake Klug's interception and score against Harrison Central helped the Riders win that one. And linebacker Ryan Zan also took one to the house against St. Clairsville. We'll see which defense stands tall this coming Friday night. And that's the theme to tonight's flashback. We're doing this all week long. We're going way back to 1963 for a hard-hitting defensive battle between Bel Air and Martins Ferry. Mike Anthony has more from the archives.
Nelson Field, 1963. Bob Smokey Ryan's Riders scored in the first quarter. All-American quarterback Bobby DiStefano scampered around the right end for a 16-yard touchdown. Halfback Richie McFarland made it 8-0 with the two-point conversion. It stayed that way until the fourth quarter. Bel Air fullback Steve Perko pounded his way in to make it 8-6 Riders. But Paul Zanakis bobbled the two-point conversion attempt, and Ferry maintained the slim lead. The Reds rallied but came up short. Zanakis nearly broke one down the sideline before an interception ended it. 8-6 Riders. Ferry finished 1963 unbeaten and OVAC champs. I'm Mike Anthony, and that's a Bel Air Ferry flashback.
Time. It's one of the oldest rivalries in the state of Ohio, and lookout weather could be a factor, as Michael just told you. As we all know, Bel Air likes to pass with quarterback Nick Rocchio, and a wet ball doesn't play into their favor. Coach John Magistro is a little concerned about the weather, but says both teams have to play in it. Now, if it comes down to running the ball, well, Ferry certainly has the edge with super sophomore Jeremy Murray and company carrying the rock. Murray has over 1,500 yards rushing with 25 touchdowns so far on the season.
Is everywhere in the towns of Bel Air and Martins Ferry. This marks the 101st meeting for the Purple Riders and the Big Reds, with Bel Air leading with 51 wins over Martins Ferry's 47. That's still pretty even over that many years. Throwing in 7 ties, you get 100 games total. This year's game, though, seems to be a toss-up. Both teams are undefeated, which only seems to be fueling the fan fever.
I think that Martins Ferry's got more firepower. I think they've got more talent.
Well, there is.
No doubt in your mind?
No doubt in my mind.
This year's game, will honor Bel Air head coach John Magistro, who is coaching his last regular season game.
And Martins Ferry and Bel Air is one of WTOV9's games of the week. You can see the game following Sports Friday this week.
And there's more going on between those two Belmont County towns tonight. A piece of jewelry is serving to unite those two towns. See, back in 1992, George Stan, who graduated from Martins Ferry, was taking a jog down the street when his class ring fell off. Dan Lofton of rival town Bel Air, who has tended lawns in Ferry for about the last 20 years, found that ring while he was doing some yard work. He cleaned it up and saw Stan's name inside the ring. The two met up, and the ring
added to it. But this year, there are some added subplots. First, both of these teams come in at 9-0, so the winner completes a perfect 10-0 season. The winner also wins the OVAC Class 3A title and gains the top spot in Ohio Division IV Region 15 as far as the playoffs are concerned. The coach is also part of the storyline. We'll start with Martins Ferry's Dave Bruney, who with the win tonight will get career win number 200.
That just means you've got to stick around a long time, and I would say that, I was just a small part of that puzzle. There's a lot of great players, a lot of great assistant coaches. We've got a great administration and always have. I've been fortunate in that regard to have had a lot of support from a lot of people, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention my wife in there.
Now, the man that will be trying to prevent Dave Bruney from getting his career win number 200, Bel Air's John Magistro, who will be coaching his final regular season game on the same field where he started his coaching career. You see, back in 1974, Magistro, along with Dave Bruney, were both assistants on Martins Ferry staff. So Magistro, a sort of a full circle deal tonight.
I coached my very first game on that field, and someone said to me the other night from Martins Ferry, like full circle, but No, either way, it's tough for me because I know that this is it for me and that I won't be coaching as far as this area anymore. For Dave, if he doesn't get his 200s this week, it's going to come sooner or later.
High school football rivalries, and then there's Bel Air and Martins Ferry. They've met 100 times before, but never have these two collided on the same field when each has been 9-0. Good evening from Purple Riders Stadium. We welcome you to the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. Ryan Recker alongside the coach, Rich Walensky, who will join us here in just a moment. First, let's set the table. How did each team arrive to this point? Bel Air, 9-0. They've been tested twice this season, put through the ringer a couple of times. The opener against Wheeling Park, a couple of weeks later against St. Clairsville. As you see the Big Reds taking the field, for the most part, they have waltzed through the rest of the schedule to arrive at this point unblemished. In the meantime, Martins Ferry also coming in unbeaten at 9-0. The Riders' toughest, closest game this season, way back 4th week of the season, when they beat Union Local 17-6. An evenly matched ball game, and a game that has all the amenities, Coach Walensky, that you could want in a high school football matchup.
Ryan, you look up and down the valley anymore, there aren't a lot of rivalries left. All of the good rivalries, Fallensby, Wellsburg, Big Red, Steubenville Catholic Central, have sort of all gone by the wayside, but this is the one that has been able to endure 101 years, and this one tonight is going to be a dandy.
This place is electric. Folks have been lined up since 8:30 last night, some 24 hours before kickoff to secure a seat, and so many subplots to this one tonight. It's not just any old Bel Air Martins Ferry rivalry. One of them, of course, belonging to Bel Air head coach John Magistro, who will coach his final regular season game, still has some work to do in the playoffs. Prior to tonight's game, he was honored with a plaque from the folks here at Martins Ferry, and appropriately so, because Magistro began his coaching career here back in 1974 as an assistant with Dave Bruney, and as he put it to me earlier this week, things have come full circle. He will coach his final regular season game on the same field where he started his career. That was roughly a half hour ago. But now, it's all business. As you see Martins Ferry in their home, purple. Bel Air and the road, white jerseys. Coach Walensky, you look at this matchup tonight, and all week, people have gone back and forth about who has the advantage, who has the advantage. It's so evenly matched across the board.
I tell you, it really is, Ryan. You look at the common opponents that both of these teams played, and it's really close. Bel Air Big Reds come into the ball game, high-powered offense. Martins Ferry, on the other hand, not only a high-powered offense, but pretty good defense as well. And it's going to be a test of wills and a test of skills tonight here at Martins Ferry.
Dave Bruney, who you see on your television screen, also tonight is going for career win number 200. Also at stake, obviously an undefeated season for the winner here. They go 10-0. The top spot in Division 4 Region 15 as these two come in 1-2 respectively. Bel Air number 1, Martins Ferry number 2. So that's on the line. The OVAC Class 3A Championship, the inaugural Buckeye Conference title on the line, and of course the always important Sparky Trophy. So all of that at stake tonight here at Purple Riders Stadium. Now the wild card, the weather. It's been raining persistently for about 4 hours, since around 3:30 this afternoon. The field, we were on it about a half hour ago. Pretty good condition considering what the rain has done here to the Ohio Valley over these past 4 hours or so. Could play a factor tonight. We shall see.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to rain, I think, probably during the course of the whole game. They're not predicting, any stop in the rain at all during the course of the kickoff to the final whistle here this evening, Ryan. And, people always want to talk about, well, what's the advantage, what's the disadvantage, who has the advantage and who's at disadvantage. you know, Belaire's a team that likes to throw the ball. They're going to throw the ball. It doesn't make any difference what kind of weather it is. You know, there's two schools of thought on that. One of the thoughts is that the offense has the advantage if you're a throwing football team because the receivers know where you're going, where they're going. They know exactly, you know, what cuts they're going to make. Defensive backs, on the other hand, aren't. They're usually in a back pedal, hard for them to change direction. Then the second school of thought is, well, you got a wet ball. You know, how well are you going to be able to put the ball up? I'm sure Coach Magistro is going to try to have a dry ball in there on every down to give his quarterback, Rocchio, the opportunity to throw to his receivers, who have been very, very productive over the course of the year. Martins Ferry, on the other hand, pretty well balanced. They're a running football team. They like to stick it in between the tackles. They've got some excellent running backs, good ball handler at the quarterback position, nice size in the offensive line, but they can throw it when they need to. And if they have to do that tonight, they will. Most of their passing is predicated off of the play-action passing, and they have to run to set up the pass. So it's going to be a very, very interesting test of strategies this evening. We'll see how it goes. It looks like Martins Ferry is going to get the ball on the first series. Field position will be very, very important tonight, Ryan.
Sure will,
Kicking
Coach.
game is going to be vital.
Yes, good point. And you just saw moments ago a shot of the home side here at Martins Ferry. The Martins Ferry Police Department estimated that some 12,000 people would be on hand tonight. I don't know if there are that many here, but looking around, it's a standing room only crowd. It's awfully close to 12,000. Martins Ferry to get it first. Nick Perko and the Big Reds have it teed up. They'll get their crowd onto its feet. And Nick Perko will set the 101st Bel Air Martins Ferry rivalry into play. Picked up at the 20-yard line and straight ahead for not a bad pickup across the 30, heading forward to give Martins Ferry some pretty decent field position after a short kick. Juan Reyna with the return. We want to remind you tonight's game is brought to you in part by Belmont Technical College, Wheeling Hospital, Hancock County Savings Bank, Ohio Valley Honda, easy-to-use Big Book, and West Texas Roadhouse. Officially from the 31-yard line, senior quarterback Jamal Murray. First down, he'll hand off to his brother Jeremy. The leading rusher on this team, but Bel Air won't allow him to get much there. Jason Kaiser, Jordan Traylinek, others there to make the stop. And here is the Martins Ferry offense. Jamal Murray, Jeremy Murray. 1-2 punch. Jamal has thrown for over 1,000 yards. Jeremy, in the meantime, has rushed for over 1,000. You also want to watch the tight end, Ryan Murch. 12 catches, 270 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Derek Edwards, the leading receiver, over 350 receiving yards this season. No gain on that play. Murray out of his shotgun on second down to the near side, and it's short of his intended receiver, who was Jeremy Murray. So quickly now at 3rd and long for Martins Ferry. Bel Air defensively, led by the aforementioned Traylinek, over 100 tackles this season. Their linebackers very active. Artis Johnson has just under 100 tackles. Nick Perko leads the team in sacks from his defensive end spot with 7.
3rd and long, and I'm sure this is not the way Coach Bruney wanted to get started out. I'm sure he wanted to be a little more successful on first down.
Jamal looking for Jeremy, was nearly intercepted by Trey Masciarelli. So a 3 and out for Martins Ferry on its first possession of the night.
They came with the same play, two plays in a row, Ryan. They tried to get to their wide out to this side, running an out pattern. He was open the first time. The ball was a little bit short. Came back with it again. Ball was low and away and could not be caught. Almost intercepted. Here it is, a little sprint out action. And right there you can see Masciarelli had great coverage on the pattern.
So it's Jake Klug to punt it for the Purple Riders. Bel Air will set up the return. He sends a nice high spiral into the rain. And it'll bounce inside the 40 and rest dead at the 37-yard line. Bel Air's first crack at it on offense when we come back. 3 and out for Martins Ferry, followed by a punt. First and 10 Bel Air from their own 37-yard line. Nick Rocchio, the trigger man of this offense, which we'll check here in just a second. Trying to get things aligned. A little confusion here. And they'll run it straight up the middle. So they go to the ground on first down. Artis Johnson getting the carry. And this Bel Air offense, the high-octane attack that we have come to know. Rocchio has stepped in beautifully this year, replacing Nate Davis. Rocchio, one of the best around, over 2,000 yards passing, to go along with 29 touchdowns. Trey Masciarelli, 16 touchdowns this season, 16 last year. The all-time leader in that department in Ohio Valley history. 5-yard pickup for Johnson, so it's 2nd and 5 from the 42. This time it's Aaron Crow, Ryan Zan, and Jake Klug. This Bel Air offensive unit, the line specifically, they're going to have their hands full tonight with Klug, as well as Ryan Murch. They each have 7 sacks in the season. You get a good look right there at what they can do against the run. This Martins Ferry defensive backfield, considered by many as the best around. Jamal Murray leads the way with 3 interceptions. Loss of 2 on that play, so now a 3rd and long for Bel Air. Martins Ferry will rush 4. Rocchio will step up, and Johnson couldn't hang on to it right at the 40-yard line. So 2 wins for each defense to start this one tonight.
That time they, Bel Air sent trips to the left side and also brought the fullback out into the pattern. That's where Rocchio was going. Number 34, as you can see, the back coming out of the backfield for Bel Air was open. That's Artis Johnson. Just could not get him the ball, but there were a couple other receivers open on that pattern as well, Ryan.
Perko averaging nearly 40 yards a punt this season. Couldn't get good footing there, but he still will get a nice roll down around the Martins Ferry 31-yard line. So the Purple Riders will take over for their 2nd possession of the night. While we have a moment, we want to remind you that coming up tomorrow night on WTOV 9, another big rivalry game. Wheeling Park, John Marshall. This game will kick off at 11:30 as it's part 3 of our Game of the Week triple header this weekend on WTOV 9. Back to the ground, Jeremy Murray out of 1 tackle and reaches the 38-yard line as he bounced off Jason Kaiser, Jordan Traylinek, and Ross Johnson combining to finally bring him down. And Coach, he is one explosive player this season.
He certainly is, and he's got great balance here. You're going to see it again. And this is the stretch play. You can see the lead block. Kaiser does a nice job of avoiding the block, but doesn't make the tackle. Murray is able to step inside, pick up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
They go to a wishbone look and a quick hitter to Ryan Zan. He'll be close to the first down, and he should have it. So Zan is one guy, along with Bowers and Lovell, that will spot Murray with some carries in the backfield. Zan can also catch it out of there, but you see him straight ahead, carrying forward for the first down, the first down of the night.
I'll tell you, he's a nice-sized fullback. He's 6'2", about 215, and runs the ball fairly well. Keeps both ends of the ball covered. A senior.
Jeremy Murray, right side, staying in bounds, nearing midfield, and he will have a pickup of about 6 or 7 more. And now we've seen twice tonight how good he is after getting hit the first time, after taking that initial hit. Watch him.
Good block by the fullback that time, leading Murray. Off tackle, same play. Coach Bruney decides to come back, run the same play again. And good blocking in the offensive line, and a great block by Ryan Zahn that's able to spring him for a good gain of about 8.
Jeremy Murray up the middle this time. Nearing the sticks, Nick Perko and Traylinek combining. And Jack Prettyman, the esteemed official, will bring on the sticks to measure this one tonight. Coach, we're only a few minutes in. What's your feeling so far here?
Well, I think, both coaches are trying to find out, exactly, what they're going to be comfortable with running, whether it's going to be throwing the ball or whether it's going to be running the ball. Right now, Ferry has decided to keep it on the ground. They haven't put the ball up in the air on this series yet. They've been effective running over the right side. Good blocking on that side, good lead blocking by their fullback, and of course Murray, their running back, that's Jeremy Murray, does a good job of being able to be very, very patient, try to find a seam, and then makes a nice cut to get upfield for positive yardage.
And you're getting the sense that perhaps after some early game jitters, everyone's settling in right now. As Martins Ferry, you saw the measurement just shy. They're facing 3rd and less than 1 for the Bel Air 47. And now it's set into play as the Purple Riders get to the line with a wishbone look. Jeremy Murray again, as Zach Materkowski met him, but I think he'll have enough, and he will, for the first down.
I think his forward progress got him the first down. They're not even going to bring out the sticks to measure. It is going to be a first down. So a nice little drive going now by Ferry. Here it is. It's a wishbone. Both backs in there as lead blockers, and they have the backside guard pulling around, trying to pick up the play side linebacker. But good penetration that time by Bel Air's defense.
Ryan Merckx, the tight end in motion. Jeremy Murray left side. And the Bel Air defense in pursuit. Aaron Crow coming up to upend him. Should be a loss of a yard. Jordan Traylinek again with the initial penetration to really make him force him to go wide on that one.
Great job of running to the football by that Bel Air defense. Jeremy Murray has good quickness and really nice speed, but as long as you can keep him running sideline to sideline, Bel Air is happy with that. And Bel Air has enough quickness, Ryan, to where those inside linebackers, as long as they can string that out, are quick enough to be able to run from the inside and get it in pursuit.
Officially no gain, so 2nd and 10 here from the 46. Fake it to Murray this time. March, the tight end, open. Stopped at the 38. Crow brought him off his feet as Martins Ferry goes to the pass. Let's pick up about 7 there, so they'll have a 3rd and a long 2 coming up.
Good safe pass, coming out with a little play action. They've run that a few times. That was number 95, Murch, who was in motion, and on the snap of the ball ran a flat route, was able to get open, gained a couple, so it's going to bring up 3rd and probably close to 3rd and close to 3.
This drive started just outside the Martins Ferry 30-yard line. Jeremy Murray with a nice block from Zan ahead to spring him for a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, there wasn't a whole lot of room inside, even though Zan did throw a great block. I mean, you could hear the collision up here, but there was just a little seam in there, and Murray was able to get through it. You can see right here, nice blocking by the offensive line and great lead block, again by number 28, Ryan Zan. Well, I'll tell you, I really like to see those backs block, and he does a great job.
And let's remember, Jeremy Murray, only a sophomore, but he got valuable playing experience last season for this team, and now he's out there as a seasoned veteran. Fake it to him here. Murch again. Couldn't bring it in. Tried to one-hand it. Incomplete.
Same play that they ran to this side. Murch set up as a wing back on this side, went in motion on the snap of the ball. He's running a flat route, and he is open. He got behind the linebacker there because the linebacker is frozen by that fake right there. Again, good blocking by the fullback. Ball is just a little bit too high, and Murch can't handle it. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. But that is open, and I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Bruney doesn't go back to that.
It's been a pretty nice mix here for Martins Ferry. Run, throw the pass in there a little bit, as you see Murch again going in motion. Jeremy Murray.
Ooh, nice play from the outside.
Coming off the corner, and I mean coming hard, was Kaiser. And let's not overlook him and what he's done defensively this season. 6 picks, 3 defensive touchdowns, 3 sacks, and now 1 more tackle for a loss.
I tell you, that's a little counter, tailback counter, and Kaiser looked like he knew it was coming all the way, came real hard off of the edge, made a good solid tackle for a loss of a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Kaiser, our player of the week last week for his offensive contributions against Indian Creek. 3rd and 12. Jamal Murray with the fake, tried to get his footing. It was nearly intercepted. Nearly picked off by Traylinek as he wanted Zan out of the backfield, but tried to plant his feet and had all sorts of problems doing that, and he was lucky this one wasn't snagged by 65 and White.
Fake off of the the stretch play, and I'll tell you, what a great job of reading that all the way and getting underneath that and almost intercepting it for Bel Air. That was number 65, Jordan Traylinek.
So from the 33, Martins Ferry will elect to punt it, at least ostensibly here. They will line up that way. Jake Klug to try to send it inside the 10-yard line. It will bounce and be downed just outside the 10, around the 12. Time for a break. Scoreless first quarter here at Purple Rider Stadium. Bel Air back on offense when we come back. So from the 12, Big Reds, second possession of the night. The first one was a 3-and-out. Aaron Crow lost the football on the exchange from Rocchio, who alertly will pounce on it inside the 10-yard line, avoiding a huge disaster. And that's what we said in the outset. How will this field, the slip ball, the conditions play a factor tonight? They do here.
Here it is right there, and the exchange between the center and the quarterback was clean, but there was a fumble on the exchange between the quarterback and the running back. And fortunately for Big Red, Rocchio was able to cover that and maintain possession.
Lost a pair, 2nd and 12. Rocchio barking out an audible. Option. That's a shovel pass inside. Artis Johnson out near the 20-yard line. So he went left, looked like he was going to pitch it left. He comes back with the shovel pass in the middle.
And that's a relatively safe play, Ryan, because it's a forward pass. If somebody knocks it down, it's just an incomplete pass. A good play. Got the defensive end to widen a little bit, opened up a nice little running lane inside for Johnson. Picked up about 8. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4.
They're very manageable down here. Rocchio, complete. This is Kaiser. Dancing for the first down and more across the 30.
I'll tell you, under the conditions, that was a heck of a pass by Rocchio. I mean, he delivered the ball on time, on a line, right to Kaiser, gave Kaiser an opportunity to make a play, and hit him between the 1 and the 6. Here it is right here. You can see, boy, what a long way this guy has come since we saw him the first week of the season, Ryan, against Wheeling Park.
And he really grew up that night in front of our very eyes. But
Absolutely.
Beyond that game, he has continued to maintain that pace all season long. Some movement, and I believe Martins Ferry jumped. Ryan Murch from his left defensive end spot will give the Big Reds 5 free yards. First penalty of the night. And pretty even so far tonight, as we expected. As Bel Air goes from its own 36. Rocchio again barking things out as he takes his time. Same looking play as earlier. This time he goes to the pitch. Footing problems for Artis Johnson, but he does manage to get it across the 40-yard line. And he was slipping all over the place.
Yep, and that's going to be close to a first down. They're not going to even measure. They're going to give him the first down right outside the 40. Here it is right here. And Ryan, this time, Rocchio has 2 options. He either has the shovel pass or the pitch on the option, and decides to take the pitch on the option. So well-conceived play that time. Good job by Bel Air. Good call by the Bel Air offensive coaches.
And you see now how this rain is starting to take its toll on the middle portion of that field where most of the action takes place. From the 41, this is Rocchio and the Big Reds on a first down. Blitz coming up the middle. It's picked up. And Rocchio just a little too far outside for Kaiser again.
That was a long throw for about a 12-yard gain. Just a deep out that time by Kaiser. Again, even under the bad conditions, Rocchio had a little something on the ball.
Now, you've seen him go to Kaiser a number of times tonight. That's a theme that developed last week because Indian Creek took Trey Masciarelli away. Only 2 catches for Masciarelli last week. He has 48 on the season. So that's continuing here tonight as you have Jeremy Murray locked in with Masciarelli, one of the key matchups tonight. Artis Johnson out across the Bel Air 45.
Now, I'll tell you, Masciarelli is in one-on-one coverage. Number 9, Jeremy Murray is covering him one-on-one. Martins Ferry in a 4-4 defense with a 3 deep secondary. So those corners are locked on those wide receivers man-to-man.
And we've yet to see a deep pass from the Big Reds. 3rd and 5 from the 45. Blitz picked up again. Here it is. And it's incomplete. Jeremy Murray with terrific coverage. And there we see for the first time tonight, they try to go to Masciarelli. But as we said in the outset, Martins Ferry, one of the top secondaries around. They show it there, 4th down.
I tell you, excellent coverage that time by number 9, Jeremy Murray. He had Masciarelli man for man. Masciarelli trying to run that patented deep pattern that they've been so successful on all year. Just a streak pattern, Masciarelli using his speed against Murray's speed.
Perko much better than the first time. Derek Edwards will shy away from it, and it bounces dead at the 23-yard line. 1:14 left here in the first quarter. A scoreless first quarter here tonight, and we will take a break. We'll be back. 3rd time Martins Ferry's touched the football tonight. Back to Jeremy Murray around the corner. Brings it out across the 30 to about the 31. Bounced out by Kaiser.
Okay, they're having some success running over their right side. That would be Bel Air's left side. Most of the yardage that Martins Ferry has gained with their running game so far has been over the right side of their offensive line. Here it is, just again a good lead block out there, as you can see right here. And Murray reads it so very, very well. He saw that he had a little room to the outside, so he bounced it to the outside.
Well, Jamal Murray, trouble with the snap, had to pick up and try to ad-lib. And Artis Johnson stops him from gaining any yardage. So now back to a situation of 3rd and long again for the Purple Riders.
They've been successful with Murch going in motion from one side to the other and trying to get behind the linebacker with a little play action fake that way to try to keep that corner linebacker up and open that area underneath their corner. But they're in a straight pro offense, tight end flanker left.
And he lost it one more time. Fell on it again. So back-to-back plays. Jamal Murray with problems getting the ball from center. And another punt coming for Martins Ferry. The final seconds ticking away here in the first quarter. Dave Bruney and Jamal Murray talking about it. It's awfully tough as this rain continuing to pour down here tonight to keep those balls dry.
And that's really a bad portion of the field right there too, from about the 40 to the 20-yard line. It just right in the middle of the field, it's just real muddy.
Well, the 101st meeting of Martins Ferry and Bel Air is 1 quarter old. No score on the Smitty scoreboard. Martins Ferry to punt to start the second quarter when we come back. Stadium, Ryan Recker, Coach Rich Walensky, scoreless first. Martins Ferry will give it back to Bel Air here as the rain, as you see on your screen, continuing to pour down here tonight. Jake Klug for the 3rd time this evening. And it will roll all the way down to the Bel Air 35-yard line. Klug with a nice punt of 39 yards. Well, we have a moment we want to remind folks, coming up tomorrow night on WTOV9, ECHL Hockey live at 8 o'clock as the Wheeling Nailers, celebrating their 15th season of hockey in the city of Wheeling, take on the Dayton Bombers. Coach, one note here, I haven't seen either team field a punt yet tonight.
No, they haven't, and it's probably a good idea. With the ball as wet as it is and the field as treacherous as it is, it's best to let the ball hit because it's not going to roll very much in this wet weather and muddy field.
Rocchio and the Big Reds offense from the 35. Roll out, airs it out. Underthrown, and it's incomplete. Knocked down by Jeremy Murray, who again was step for step with Masciarelli.
And he had some help from his safety over there as well, and that's Jamal Murray, number 7. going over there to help his brother on the right corner. Here it is here, and again you can see Rocchio gets his shoulders turned around, going deep to Masciarelli down the left sideline, but excellent coverage by the Martins Ferry secondary, and I'm sure they've been coached all week. Don't let Trey Masciarelli get behind you.
Twice they've thrown to him. Twice it's been perfectly defended by Jeremy Murray. Rocchio will come to the right side. Kyle Barnes in stride. Big gainer inside the 30-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 30.
I tell you, a well-thrown ball by Rocchio. He put a little air under it, gave Kyle Barnes an opportunity to run underneath it, which he did. Got behind the corner on that side and did an outstanding job of getting him the ball. This is the play before on the Doan replay, but it was such a good defensive play, I can understand why we'd want to replay it again.
And if they're going to take away the big play guy, Bel Air says, oh, we'll come back and give it to one of our role players as Kyle Barnes makes a contribution tonight. Huge pickup of 35 yards down to the Martins Ferry 30. Option, Artis Johnson on the pitch. Inside the 25. And here
we're going
is
to take a look at the previous play on this, Brian. And this is the completion to Kyle Barnes down the right sideline. Excellent throw. He had to drop it in there between two defenders, which he did, and good concentration by Barnes. Well executed play by the quarterback and by the receiver.
Johnson picked up 5 on that first down carry, so they'll need that much for a first down from the 25. Aaron Crow on a drop play. Ran into his own blocker, but still should have enough after that second surge for a first down.
Tell it, Bel Air's offensive line is really asserting itself right now, doing a great job of opening up some holes. They're attacking the perimeter of Martins Ferry's defense most of the time. That time, even though Rocchio dropped the ball, he was able to get it to Crow's running back, still had a nice running lane up inside, and was able to get some real good positive yardage. Almost a first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and inches.
Crow stays in the backfield by his lonesome. Double tight end look. Rocchio pushes the pile, and that will be a first down.
That was a great surge by the offensive line that time. They really had Martins Ferry defensive linemen on skates, took them back a couple, 3 yards, did a good job of getting the first down. You can see it right here. Great offensive surge. They had those defensive linemen well off the line of scrimmage. And in defense of those defensive linemen, they really can't get any traction with their, with the condition of the field. So, see what they do here.
High snap over the head of Rocchio. He does pick it up, trying to make something happen on the run, and alertly throws it out of bounds. And they will get him for intentional grounding. Now, this is an interesting call because he was out of the pocket.
Yeah, but
however,
I don't know if that
there wasn't a
applies to
receiver anywhere near the area.
Right. I'll tell you, Jack Prettyman is a very, very seasoned and experienced official. He was right on the play, and I think that he's making the proper call. That's a loss of down too, Ryan. So, it's not only from the spot of the foul, but it is also a loss of down. And boy, what a big, big play that is, because Bel Air really had a nice drive going.
Trying to get a good view, and there you see the Bel Air sideline, John Magistro. They're really not protesting the call, so it takes it all the way back to the 44-yard line. Rocchio, 2 fakes to his backs. Wide open down the sideline is Nick Liberati. So they get some of it back as he's inside the 20.
2 big pass completions to the right side of Bel Air's offense. Doing a good job, good pass protection. He's not under any heavy rush. Here you can see it's a well-thrown ball and a great play by Liberati here, concentrating on the ball and making an excellent catch. Wide open. There has to be a breakdown in that defensive secondary somewhere.
They got 25 of it back, so now It's back to a very manageable 3rd and 14 from the 20. Rocchio continuing to throw the ball effectively through this pounding rain here tonight. Blitz picked up. And it's off the fingertips of Kaiser, who was streaking across the middle. And now a decision for Bel Air. And obviously tonight, you're not in a situation like this going to attempt a field goal of some 37 yards as we look at the replay.
Again, good time for Rocchio. Throws it across the middle, and ball was a little bit high, and I don't blame Kaiser for dropping that one. Hands are wet. Ball is wet. You know, it's cold down there. So here we go, 4th and 14.
Martins Ferry defense trying to get the offense back on the field, and they stop the Big Reds here. Rocchio going for it all. It is caught for a touchdown. What a grab by Trey Masciarelli between 2 defenders. Touchdown, Big Reds. Excuse me, Aaron Crow with the catch.
I'll tell you, there were 2 receivers in the same place, and Rocchio threw it up there looking, I think, probably for Masciarelli, but Crow was there, made a great catch. Good coverage by the secondary, well-thrown ball, and what great concentration by Crow to make that catch for a touchdown.
So they go for it all. 4th and 14 from the 20. And they get it all. And now Perko. Very important. The kicking game tonight. Extra points good. 7-0. Bel Air cracks the scoreboard first as Rocchio leads them down the field. And the payoff to Crow. 7-0 Big Reds on the Smitty scoreboard. We'll be back. Back at Purple Riders Stadium, Sunday night football on WTOV9. The Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. The Cowboys making the quarterback change this week. Bledsoe out, Romo in. Cowboys needing a win this week on the road against Carolina. That will follow Football Night in America Sunday night on WTOV9. Another look at the touchdown, Rocchio to Crow.
Just looking at the 3 receiver side all the way. You can see Crow gets behind that's the corner linebacker, and does a great job of going up between 2 defenders and making the catch. Great throw, great catch.
You thought he was looking for Masciarelli there, perhaps?
Perhaps. Masciarelli certainly was in the area.
Yeah, both receivers in the area. But Rocchio putting it right there. And the Big Reds up 7-0. Perko on a short kick. Chris Lovell near side. Dropped across the 25-yard line. Okay, let's set it up now for Martins Ferry. Down 7-0 in this game, but they have shown signs tonight of being able to move the football successfully. Jeremy Murray in some spots off the right side of that offensive line, and Jamal Murray at times able to dump it off to complete a couple passes. They will start for their own 26 with the Purple Riders.
Those 2 fumbles on the center quarterback exchange was big on the last series. See if they got that straightened out.
Left side for Jeremy Murray this time, and he cuts it back, nearing the 35-yard line. He'll have 9 on first down.
Okay, for only a sophomore, he really has good vision. He's able to see the hole. He's able to make the cut at the right time. He does just an excellent job. He's only 5'9", 165, but he's able to run not only with good quickness and speed, but he's able to run with a little bit of power as well.
Back to the wishbone look and back to Jeremy Murray. So we'll push his way for a Martins Ferry first down.
Same play that they ran the last time. Just straight blocking up front by the offensive line. They lead with a fullback and the other halfback. Just try to get as much as they can. And they, he knows how many yards he needs, so he's not going to try to get fancy. Got the first down, 1st and 10.
This time, Bel Air doesn't allow anything. Kaiser off the end.
Yeah, you saw it coming. He did a great job of making penetration, taking on the lead blocker that time, Ryan. Was able to stuff in, play off the block, and then make the tackle. That was a great defensive play by Jason Kaiser.
And we saw earlier in the first quarter heavy doses of Jeremy Murray, but they set up the pass off of that.
Correct.
So we'll see if
they do the same thing, and see if they come with a little play action off of that sometime here in this ball game.
That's out of the shotgun this time for Jamal Murray, rolling to his right, too high for Jeremy. So a 3rd and 11 for the Purple Riders.
I think what Jamal Murray has to do when he throws that pattern, Ryan, is he's got to get his feet underneath him, because he's trying to throw on the run, and the ball is either sailing down or it's sailing high. And here we're going to take a look at it on the Doan Ford replay. You can see that he threw off the wrong foot. That's why the ball sailed on him. Third and 11.
Bellaire rushing for Perko, closing. Jamal Murray gets rid of it. It's in trouble, and it's intercepted by Kaiser. He's run 2 of these back for touchdowns this season. Looking for the sideline. Cut back. Kaiser all the way inside the Martins Ferry 20-yard line.
That was an ill-advised pass. He had double coverage on his receiver. Didn't get enough on it. Kaiser had it all the way. Did a good job of intercepting. Here you're going to see he's going to have a little bit of pressure right here. Decides to throw while he's under pressure. Throws the ball up. Excellent coverage, as you can see, by Kaiser. Makes the interception. Now watch the run after the interception. Great speed. Right here he's going to get some good blocks. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, gets some extra yards.
This is a situation where Bel Air likes to go for the home run, but they'll stick to the ground here with Artis Johnson. So Kaiser coming up with his 7th interception of the season. Playing center field there, and boy, as that ball hung up there, Coach, you had the feeling it was coming to a white jersey here.
Yeah, that really, and when you throw it in the direction of Jason Kaiser, you know, he's going to have a pretty good opportunity to get his hands on the ball.
From the 14, 2nd and 9. Rocchio, this is something he can do awfully well. Run it on a design run. Nearing the sticks, will be a couple yards shy of a first down. He's carried it for just under 200 yards on this season. 9 touchdowns on the ground for Rocchio, and some of those have been the 1-yard plunge variety. However, and again, that's that game we did against Wheeling Park in the season opener.
Yep.
We saw that as an added bonus to this team this season.
And I'll tell you, he has pretty good speed. A little quarterback draw was a predetermined call, and did a good job of getting to the outside and showed a little bit of speed once he got out there. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3.
That option look again, pitching to Kaiser, and Martins Ferry will not allow him the corner. As they ride him out of bounds, forcing a 4th down again for Bel Air. We know what they did last time they faced a 4th down.
Just looking for the shovel pass. It wasn't there. Good defense by Martins Ferry. They ran very well to the ball.
Zach Bauer is the initial man to hit Kaiser, and I believe Bel Air will spend a timeout here. They want to chat this one over as they face a 4th and 2 from the Martins Ferry 8-yard line. Big situation coming up. We'll have it for you when we come back. Fourth and 2 from the 8. They're all bunched in, and they have Jordan Traylinek lined up at fullback. They fake it to Crow. To the end zone. Kaiser. Touchdown Bel Air for the 2nd time tonight. They convert a touchdown on 4th down.
I tell you, what a nice, well-conceived play that time. Looked like it was going to be a blast play over the right side. Excellent fake by the running back. Kaiser got behind the corner over there. Well-thrown ball. Everybody did their job. Perfect execution for a touchdown. Here it is on the Doan Ford replay. Fake. Kaiser, good speed, perfectly thrown ball, touchdown Bellaire.
And Nick Perko to tack on the XP. Kaiser last week, 3 touchdowns, plus he recorded a safety. In the last couple of minutes, he has an interception and a score, which has the Big Reds out to a 14-0 lead just about midway through this second quarter. Well, you can log on to WTOV9.com and vote for the Big 22. And this will all lead up to our season-ending award for the top player in the Ohio Valley, the first ever Ohio Valley Player of the Year award, which will be part of a live broadcast in December here on WTOV9. If you watch the games in the area, log on, vote for your favorite player or who you think the most deserving player is. There's a couple of them on the field here tonight. No question are candidates. The rain picking up a little bit, but it hasn't affected, as we predicted, Coach, in the outset, this Bel Air passing attack.
It certainly hasn't. And I'll tell you, Rocchio looks just as sharp as he would if it was a early September evening with temperatures in the 70 and a bright moon shining above.
Very well said. And now Martins Ferry trying to piece something together here in the second quarter.
Nice kick.
Jeremy Murray from inside the 10-yard line. Got a block, and he's got room. Crossed the 40, upended at about the 44-yard line. Trey Masciarelli stopped him from going any further, but Murray has Martins Ferry set up nicely.
Excellent field position. What a nice return. Again, Murray used, great vision. Just running the ball upfield. That's what a returner is supposed to be. When you ask the question, what makes a good kickoff return guy? Well, you got to have speed, which Murray has, and you got to have good vision, which he also has.
Fumble as Murray lost the ball, and Bel Air may in fact have this, and he didn't even know he lost it. Jordan Traylinek comes up with it. No signal yet. Now there is, at least from the far side official, but now they point to Martins Ferry. And now there's going to be a discussion. Let's look at it.
There it is right there. And it looks like Murray is on it right there, but the ball is kicked out.
Traylynek's there.
And it looked like Bellaire had it.
It looked like Traylinek recovered that football, but we are getting word from the sideline that the whistle blew while the ball was still rolling around, so that would cause it to be dead. And Martins Ferry will retain possession. Purple Riders getting a break there, Coach.
That's for sure. And just watching the exchange between the quarterback and the center. The center is snapping the ball and moving forward, and the quarterback's got to move his hands, forward also.
Jeremy Murray crunched by Traylinek. Right at the line of scrimmage, and now a flag comes in. So
this is going to cost, I think, Martins Ferry. There's going to be a 15-yard penalty, I think, or maybe a 10-yard penalty for holding. We'll see what it is.
It's been one of the nice things tonight. I haven't seen a lot of penalty markers.
That's
Very
right.
clean
That may be the first one. We'll see what the signal is. It's a dead ball, personal foul against Bellaire. So that's going to cost them 15. We'll see if we can pick it up here and see where it was. That's the stretch play.
Maybe right there, yes.
Maybe there. Maybe just a little too much extracurricular activity after the ball carrier was down.
That's a good call. So Martins Ferry taking advantage of that. To the Bel Air 40 it goes. Jeremy Murray for about 3. And a very important drive here, I believe, Coach, for this Martins Ferry offense.
Absolutely. They have to go down and score. They're down by 2 scores right now. They've got to get back in this ball game, and they've got to make something happen with their offense right here. They're not doing anything fancy at all, Ryan. It's either power off tackle one way, power off tackle the other way, or every once in a while that wide play.
And it's Murray again trying to find his way through. Kaiser spinning him down. And Ross Johnson there.
Okay, I want to come back here in 2 years and see Jeremy Murray when he was a senior.
And he'll be running on turf then.
I tell you, that's right.
Turf will be coming in here next season.
And he's going to have to love that.
They call his number one more time. From the backside, he's brought down, but now he's still going to be a yard shy, I believe. Perko and Matarkowski also in there on the stop. And let's see here.
It's going to be 4th and probably 1.
They will not measure it. So yes, 4th and less than a yard. Martins Ferry needing a push here and an awfully big down for this Purple Rider offense.
And there's been a problem between the quarterback and the center, and they want to make sure that they get the exchange clean on this down.
And there was some movement, I believe, in the Martins Ferry backfield as well as up front. The exchange was also problematic, and this will cost them 5. And that's a big difference on a night like this. 4th and less than a yard and 4th and 5. Coach.
Oh, absolutely. Especially since Martins Ferry hasn't completed a pass yet.
But they do have one to the tight end Murch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
You see the offense is remaining in the field, so it looks as if they're going to elect to go for it.
They don't have a choice. They have to go for it, Ryan. They have to try to maintain possession of the football right here. And if they don't, then they've given Bel Air at least a long field to drive in order to score.
And not a bad call here. They call a timeout. Very important down coming up, so they'll talk it over. Just under 3.5 left here before halftime. Dave Bruney and the Martins Ferry offense facing a 4th and 6 when we come back. Out of the timeout. 4th and 6 from the 36. Jamal Murray outside. It is incomplete. One hopped his intended receiver. Would have been shy of the sticks anyway. Bel Air takes over on downs. And with 2 timeouts and 3.5 left, we will see how they spend this time. Do they go on the attack here? They'll take over at their own 36-yard line. Conventional thinking would be yes, they would, because they haven't had any problems throwing it tonight.
I'd be very, very surprised if Coach Magistro sits on the ball right here for the next 3 minutes, Ryan. I think that they're going to be aggressive. They're going to go after Ferry and try to get another score before the half.
Rocchio will tuck it this time. And boy, he takes a shot and they're going to get a flag on that one. Tight roping the sideline. Rocchio was crunched by 2 Purple Riders. And this is going to aid Bel Air. This will take the football into Martins Ferry territory.
It's a dead ball, personal foul, and that's going to go against Ferry, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll see it on the Doan replay here. See right here, he's clearly out of bounds and takes a heck of a shot over there.
It's tough from this vantage point to see exactly where the line was. Nonetheless, a first down for the 46.
Well, they better wait until they get the stick set, because they don't have them set yet. They're still on the 35-yard line.
Well, they better get up to speed with this offense, because they don't wait around for anybody.
You're right. I was wondering whether the head linesman was going to blow the ball dead.
All set to go. Rocchio completes. Masciarelli slips free. Cut back. Needs a block. He's got it. Touchdown Masciarelli. An incredible cutback and a run after catch. 46 yards.
I tell you, we both said that they were going to be aggressive and go after him. That was a short pass, but you talk about yards after the catch. Just a little hook pattern right here. Masciarelli gets away from the initial defender. Now he's going to make some nice cuts across the field. Makes another nice cut right here. Makes a few tacklers miss. Then uses his speed. Takes it into the end zone for a big score. 20-0 with 3:03 left to go.
The all-time leader in touchdowns in Ohio Valley history for wide receivers has number 33 in his career, number 17 on the season. I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of them. There may be none more scintillating than this run after catch. 46 yards, Rocchio to Masciarelli. Bel Air has opened up a 21-0 lead.
I'm Eric Miner in the News 9 newsroom with a bit of sad news this morning. Ohio Valley sports legend Joe Negro died Friday in a Tampa hospital, reportedly of a brain aneurysm. He was 61. He was born in Lansing, Belmont County. He played with 7 teams in a career that spanned 21 years. He is survived by Hall of Fame brother Phil and son Lance, who's currently in the major leagues. Funeral arrangements have not been announced. TOV9.
A collision that that little guy won. Wow.
And you could hear it up here even with these earphones on. We're going to take a look at it. Boom. Right there. I'll tell you, this is a good football game. But I'll tell you, if you would have told me that Bel Air would be winning 21-0 with 3 minutes left to go in this game, in the half, I'd be surprised.
Jamal Murray slipping as he tried to get the corner right at the 30. Clock continuing to run.
That Bel Air offense is just operating on all cylinders. They're really very, very impressive tonight.
And that's an unenviable task if you're one of those defensive backs trying to run laterally or backwards to try to catch Masciarelli. You saw how incredibly shifty he is.
Very elusive runner with good speed.
2nd and 12. Traylinek coming. Murray gets rid of it and completes. And that should be enough for the first down.
I'm not real sure of that spot, I'll tell you that.
They're going to actually mark him shy of the first down marker. Mike Hammerquist with the catch.
We'll see where the pass is completed. Nice catch that time. Ooh.
3rd and 1. Murray straight ahead. He will have the first down across the 45-yard line. Now Martins Ferry now with just over a minute and a half left. The Purple Riders still with 2 timeouts. The clock stops while the sticks are set. And coach, it's not as if Martins Ferry hasn't had spots of success tonight moving the football.
They've moved the football well at times. They've driven it down there near the red zone on a couple of occasions and just haven't been able to punch it in.
Back to the shotgun and back to the ground. Bowers sandwiched and stopped. Dustin Bruce, the big 240-pound senior lineman. And they're going to go with the no-huddle look. To throw it. It's in trouble. It's tipped and caught. Wow. Chase Tucker off the deflection. Down to the 32-yard line. He threw it into the area of 2 Bel Air defenders, Jason Kaiser and Masciarelli. And Masciarelli was closing on this football, perhaps for an interception. Kaiser tips it.
Yep.
And right into the hands of Tucker. So Martin's, go ahead, Coach.
I'm sorry, Ryan, but like you said, Masciarelli was in perfect position to make the interception if the ball hadn't been tipped.
So Martins Ferry will take advantage. This one nearly picked by Kaiser, who had nothing but grass and mud in an end zone ahead of him.
But those are dangerous throws that Martins Ferry's throwing right here. These are all three-step drop, real quick out patterns. And you can see that corner linebacker, Kaiser, was able to get underneath at that time and almost intercepted. And had he taken it, he would have had nothing but green all the way to the end zone.
Oh, it was a little brown in there, too.
Yeah, that too.
52 seconds left before the half.
If they're going to complete anything, it's got to be, I think, in the middle of the field.
Jamal Murray goes in motion, flag on the play. Jeremy Murray trying to buy time across the middle, and it's intercepted again. And that's Nick Rocchio with the pick for the time being. Again, a penalty marker down. So we will check that. If it stands, Rocchio has a pick, and Bel Air has the ball with the 14.
It's a procedure penalty against Ferry that will naturally be declined by Bellaire. Bellaire will take possession with 43 seconds left to go in the half, and I'm sure that Martins Ferry wants to get in the half and get this thing straightened out.
Well, twice on that drive prior to that, Martins Ferry flirted with interceptions and throwing that football back across the field. A dangerous scenario, and Rocchio coming up with the pick. 43 seconds, 2 timeouts.
Ferry's going to use one right here, I think.
And 86 yards separating the Big Reds from the end zone. Up 21-0 on our Skybank scorebar as we near halftime here at Purple Riders Stadium. While we have a second, we want to remind you that the chase for the Nextel Cup thunders into Atlanta for the Bass Pro Shops 500. You can get all your NASCAR action Sunday at 12:30 on WTOV 9. That's one of your favorites, Coach, that Bass Pro Shops 500.
That's where I'm going to be. That's the one I've been waiting for this whole season.
Final 4 races in the NASCAR Nextel Cup season.
How's that shaping up, Brian? Who do we? Who's in first place in that right now?
It's looking good right now. You put me right on the spot, didn't you? I believe a man by the name of Matt Kenson.
Matt Kenson. Yeah, that's who I was going to say.
Jimmy Johnson won last week. Jeff Burton dropping out of that number 1 spot. But we'll get back to football here. And Rocchio under center. Oh, ball coming loose. And Martins Ferry may have caught a break here late. Rocchio gave it off to Crow. And the Purple Riders come up with it. And this is a break that they absolutely needed here. Bel Air looking like they were just going to try to salt away the final few seconds here, final 30 plus of this first half.
Scoreboard shows them with 2 timeouts remaining. And they've got 38 seconds, so if they use their timeouts wisely, they can score here. They need to hurry.
So they'll take over at the 17 on Bel Air's first turnover of the night. Jeremy Murray pushing. And he'll finally be dragged down after a short gain to the 15-yard line. Exactly 30 seconds remain. Martins Ferry spends one of its 2 final timeouts here. And boy, Bel Air. Now it's on the shoulders of this Big Reds defense, because Martins Ferry gets a score here, and we're looking at a different complexion of this game heading into halftime.
And, you know, I was about to say that, you know, Rocchio was under center, and, you know, they're going to really take care of the ball right here. They haven't had a turnover, with the exception of that bad, you know, pass, or the bad snap from the center in the shotgun offense in the beginning of the second quarter. Other than that, you know, Ferry has played pretty flawlessly offensively and then they come with the ball and fumble the handoff, where Martins Ferry is able to recover and in good scoring position inside the 20.
WTOV9.com's high school football page is the most comprehensive high school football website on the internet anywhere. We'll take you closer to the action than you've ever imagined. Bios, stats, video highlights, articles, and more. Back to action. Murray slipping, and he'll be down back at the 24-yard line as he looked to throw there. And this clock will wind, so they got to get up there and either call timeouts or get to the line. They will try to get to the line. Ticking near 10 seconds now. And he spikes the ball, and the flag comes in. So all sorts of happenings here. Jack Prettyman will give us the official word and a procedure call. So, more yardage loss for Martins Ferry, again, who took over at the 17 following the fumble. This will now put it back just inside the 30-yard line. 11 seconds left. And as the clock reads now, the Purple Riders are out of timeouts.
It's 3rd and 24.
Murray on the step up. Stopped at the 19, and the final seconds of the first half tick away. Bel Air, 3 touchdown passes from Nick Rocchio. The Big Reds on the road, pitching a shutout, 1 half from completing their second consecutive 10-0 season. At the half here at Purple Rider Stadium, Bel Air 21, Martins Ferry nothing. We'll return for the third quarter after this. Start of the third quarter here at Purple Riders Stadium. Bel Air to get it first. This is Tyler Rose back deep, returning it near the 30-yard line. Coach, and we'll take a look at some of the highlights here from the first half. Bel Air, with this game scoreless, the Big Reds on the scoreboard first on a 4th and 14. Nick Rocchio delivering to Aaron Crow between 2 defenders, making it 7-0. Then after an interception by Jason Kaiser, he gets a touchdown here from Rocchio, 14-0. And then the highlight reel play, Rocchio, Trey Masciarelli, who dances his way through the Martins Ferry defense for a 46-yard score. And that's where we stand, 21-0 Bel Air, as we start quarter number 3. And the Big Reds going right to the ground on first down. And I was about to say, Coach, this steady rain that we've talked about all night long is now a full-blown downpour at this point. The rain really picked up during halftime.
I tell you, during halftime, it came down in sheets, and this field is nothing but a quagmire right now. There's just, puddles all over the field. It's not muddy. It's really, really wet and puddles all over the place.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Ohio University Eastern, Weirton Medical Center, Frankovich, Anatakis, Colantonio and Simon Guest Motors, Skybank, and Stewart's RV. Incomplete pass there to Trey Masciarelli, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 7 from the 33. Back to football matters. Now, Martins Ferry needs a stop here right out of the gate here in the second half.
And I was going to say, that's probably the poorest pass that Rocchio has thrown tonight, and that may be an indication of just how bad the field conditions really are, because Ryan, and I'm sure you'll agree, he had no trouble throwing the ball at all in the first half. He threw it very effectively.
See if they stick to the pass here. Now he's going to try to run it. Problems with his footing initially. Brought down just shy of the sticks. I do believe the man making the tackle was Derek Holt. See, he grabbed Rocchio's legs, threw him down, and Bel Air having to punt here to come out to start quarter number 3.
Here's the replay, and you can see just how treacherous the footing is becoming. He, went to plant that back foot and slipped, and was held short of the first down on a good open field tackle.
Perko gets a nice punt off, a spiral. And then it takes a Bel Air bounce inside the 15-yard line.
Wow, I tell you, what a kick under these adverse conditions by Perko. Just an excellent job. Really got his leg into it that time.
So Perko booming that one all the way down to the 13-yard line.
That's about a 47 or a 48-yard punt.
So Martins Ferry, every possession critical here.
And Ferry has to be so very, very careful right here. They can't afford to turn the ball over.
Crowd.
They've had a problem on the center quarterback exchange, and we'll see if they got it straightened out during halftime.
Wishbone look, Jeremy Murray. Can't get to the outside. As he could not get out of the grasp of Zach Matarkowski.
Okay, good play that time by Matarkowski. Was able to keep his outside shoulder free, didn't get turned inside, kept good leverage on the ball, played off the block, made a good tackle for actually a loss of about a yard, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Check that, Nick Perko. These numbers on these white jerseys are
going to be hard.
Awfully tough to read here in this second half. 2nd and 11. Zan will try it this time. Mike Reed will push him backwards.
Bel Air defense really beginning to assert itself. They had an excellent first half, did a great job of not giving up any big plays. Ferry was forced to just chip away at that Bel Air defense and was never able to get the ball into the end zone. Great play that time by number 60, as you can see right there. And
Bobby Mansfield as well.
Dustin Bruce.
3rd and 14.
When it's really raining now, really hard.
Oh, it's pounding. Sheets coming down. Lost the football as he dropped back to throw, and he'll be in the end zone for a safety as he went down to his knee. Murray. Trouble clinging onto the football, and it cost the Purple Riders 2 points.
We're going to see, you saw, he just drops the ball and then boom, loses his footing, falls in the end zone, safety.
So make it 23-0 Bel Air. So after Martins Ferry's defense does the job, gets the football back. I'll tell you, you have to go back to the punt from Perko.
Yep.
That really set Martins Ferry deep in its own end, starting at the 13-yard line. You get the tackle.
Two good defensive plays.
Yeah, from Perko himself, followed by Mansfield stop, passing situation, fumble, and then a safety.
And what hurts, Martins Ferry's got to kick off from their own 20-yard line, which should give pretty decent field position to Bel Air on the kickoff. Now this is a free kick, Ryan, which means that he can either kick it from placement or they can punt it. So whichever Coach Bruney decides to do right here.
But either way, as you said, Coach, Bel Air stands to get great field position.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to kick off from the 20 following the safety.
The big difference in this game so far, Ryan, is the fact that Bel Air has been able to take care of the football and Martins Ferry hasn't. They've really had a problem with their footing and their exchange from the quarterback center exchange.
As you see, they're going to elect to punt it with Jake Klug, but there is a flag down before they even get a chance to kick it.
And I'll tell you, Coach Magistro is expecting anything. He's got his good hands team in there, which means, he's got all of his backs and receivers, up front and, anticipating. Anticipating maybe an onside kick.
Now it appears there was an illegal substitution, so
it's a 5-yard penalty against Bel Air, so Martins Ferry will be kicking from the 25-yard line instead of the 20.
So Klug to put it back into play. And he gets off a beauty. Kyle Barnes drifting back inside his own 30. Barnes picking his way through. He was smacked at the 47. Ball popped loose.
They called him down.
They're going to say he was down.
Bel Air recovered the ball anyway, but they did call him down.
Another look at it.
And I think it came out when he was down. I think it was a good call by the official.
So they'll go from the 46. 9:01 left here in the third. Bel Air up 23-0. They'll go back to work out of a shotgun as they send Liberati in motion. Fake to Crow. Rocchio. Holt will trip him up just across the line of scrimmage.
Rocchio trying to get out on the perimeter away from the Martins Ferry rush, trying to give him a little bit of an option either to run or pass once he gets out there. That time he didn't see any of his receivers open, decided to tuck it and run. Short gain, but the important thing is, Ryan, he keeps the clock moving. He stayed in bounds and did not run out of bounds to stop the clock.
And Bel Air showing no signs of deviating from its game plan. To the middle, sliding incomplete. Masciarelli, the intended receiver, the author of the touchdown catch that made it 21-0 Bel Air.
And I think Rocchio is going to have a much more difficult time throwing the ball in this half than what he did in the first half. He's attempted 2 passes now, both being off the mark, and you can just tell by the way that he's holding the ball that the ball is not real comfortable in his hand right now.
Jake Klug jumped. So it'll make it a 3rd and 4. They call that in the pros unabated to the quarterback. And you see Rocchio there trying to keep his hands clean and as dry as possible. And again, Coach, you see he's just incapable, and you can understand why.
Sure. He's almost just laying the ball on his hand and trying to shot put it. He has no grip on the ball whatsoever and can't control the ball. This is going to be very, very difficult for both of these quarterbacks to throw in this half.
Perko with a rush coming, gets it off.
They might have got a piece of that one.
Inside the 20. Martins Ferry will take over from there. Purple Riders down 23-0. We'll be back. Jeremy Murray, first down carry. Following the punt, Artis Johnson in on the stop.
Field position is going to become so important here in the second half because of these field conditions, and the kicking game is going to be even more important in this half than what it was in the first half, Ryan. And we'll see if Martins Ferry can get something going there. They've only picked up about 2 yards on first down, bring up 2nd and 8 on the stretch play.
Right side this time for Jeremy Murray. Again, Bel Air closing the hole quickly. Jordan Traylinek, the leading tackler on this team, from his linebacker spot to make the stop. 3rd down again. Coming up from this Martins Ferry team that needs a jolt to try to get back into this ballgame.
They've got 3rd and about 4. They haven't been real successful throwing the ball, but they've be very, very careful right here. Make sure that the exchange is good, and see what they decide to do on the 3rd and 4.
Murray changing the play, and he'll drop straight back. To his right. Trying to find footing, he can't.
I tell you, really great coverage in that Bel Air secondary. There's just nobody open. Murray was looking for a split end to the left, but he was well covered by the corner of Bel Air, forced out of the pocket. Good open field tackle right here for a loss. Bring up 4th and about 7.
And they will kick it to the Big Reds, who have their return men, Masciarelli and Crow, right around midfield, just a hair in Martins Ferry territory. Klug, a nice spiral. And tell you what, he's been the MVP of this team tonight.
That's right, and he sure has.
Good-looking punt from Jake Klug as he hits 38 yards to the Bel Air 41-yard line. So that's where the Big Reds will regain possession. And while we have a moment, as this game is being played, so is this one. Wheeling Park and John Marshall, you can see a rebroadcast of it tomorrow night, 11:30 on WTOV9. And we want to make mention to folks, tomorrow night, during News Night tonight, during the 11 o'clock news, a very special playoff preview edition on the Sportscast, as Don Sloan and myself will take you through all of the first-round matchups in Ohio. Quick hitter here to Crow. And he may have lost the football as Holt wrapped him up. It's still loose on the ground, but Bel Air retains possession. And
Martins Ferry was the first one there, but with the field as bad as it is, there's anything can happen to that ball under those bodies.
And a shoe lost.
Yep. I'm really surprised that Bel Air is throwing the ball this much in this weather, to be quite honest with you.
Now Rocchio stopped there.
I really thought that they'd try to run the ball, Ryan, and maybe shorten this game a little bit.
That was a designed run, but Martins Ferry not fooled, bringing up a 3rd and long.
If Martins Ferry can hold right here, they may get some decent field position by forcing a Bel Air punt. Because on this last exchange of punts, Bel Air was able to gain Martins Ferry was able to gain about 10 yards on the exchange.
And they jumped again, I believe the Purple Riders did. That's, by my count, the 3rd time tonight for encroachment.
And that's the 2nd time for the defensive left end of Martins Ferry. Rocchio giving that real hard count. And, the old adage is coaches tell their defensive linemen you have to move on movement, the old mom philosophy. And you can't move on sound, you have to move on movement.
Takes it back to a 3rd and 10 from the 43. Rocchio up top. Masciarelli, it is knocked down by Murray. Jeremy Murray in coverage.
Great coverage that time by Jeremy Murray. He was step for step with Masciarelli all the way down, and that looked like it was almost a pass to him. And Masciarelli did a good job of turning from an offensive player into a defensive player and knocking the ball away.
That's the best anyone's covered Masciarelli all season long. Now, we did see him shake free for that touchdown earlier, but that was
just a great individual effort.
And we have chaos here. Flags, whistles, a fumble. It's going to be a false start on Bel Air, who lined up to punt. Now, the snap never got back to the punter, Perko, so they'll lose 5.
This game is really turning into just a comedy of errors, and not the fault of any of the players, that's for sure, but it's just the nature of the field that that they're playing in right now.
High snap. Perko does a great job to corral it and get the punt off. How did he do that?
Boy, that was a great catch that he made on the snap.
I mean, the presence to go up, get the football, keep your feet, and actually get a punt off, albeit a short punt, but nonetheless, Bel Air avoids disaster. Martins Ferry takes over at its own 48 when we come back. Rider defense has kept this Bel Air offense off the scoreboard here in the second half, and now Martins Ferry's offense has to get something going, and Murray, with great coverage downfield, had to just tuck that football and essentially get back to the line of scrimmage. He had to eat that ball.
Trying to go deep to the wide receiver on the left-hand side, and good coverage by the secondary. Little play action fake. See Murray setting up here, a deep drop. Then he tries to step up into the pocket and escape, but good pursuit by the Bel Air defense.
Jeremy Murray. Left side is Zan, the fullback. Bauer's also out there leading the way. He'll get about 5, so a 3rd and 5. Inside of 3 minutes left here in the third.
Real impressed with Murray. He's really a nice running back. He's has excellent vision. That time he was very patient. He didn't see anything inside. Took it to the outside, stayed with his blockers, and picked up a good solid 6 yards. Bring up 3rd and 4.
They call him again.
Not that time.
Dustin Bruce, as well as Kaiser.
They almost knew that it was coming, and everybody made a real quick move to the inside and really cut that off. Held it to actually a loss of about 2, so it's going to bring up 4th and about 6.
Too risky to go for it here.
And again, field position is going to play an important part right here. So Martins Ferry, Coach Bruney, I think a wise choice, wants to get the advantage of good field position for his team. Good snap. Nice high kick.
Again gets into one. And it was close to actually ricocheting off of a Bel Air player down there, but
it's inside the 20. Good kick.
18-yard line. While we have a moment, we want to remind folks that every Tuesday at 8 o'clock on WTOV9, it's Friday Night Lights. It's Rivalry Week coming up. Watch one of the most anticipated news shows on TV today. And this coming week, Monday at 10 after Heroes, right here on WTOV9 for a scheduling change there.
You can see how the field position has changed, Ryan, in the last 2 possessions. Good solid kicking game by Martins Ferry here.
Rocchio taking his time here, getting everything straight. Left side as they keep it on the ground.
I think that was Crow. I couldn't see his number, but I think that's who it was. And he showed a lot of nice patience right there. He was looking for something inside, didn't see it. Martins Ferry kept on stringing it out and stringing it out. He's finally able to turn the corner a little bit, gain about 3, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 7. And more than anything, those wide plays take a lot of time off the clock. We're down under 1 minute and 30 seconds in this third quarter.
Crow, who had a touchdown catch earlier tonight. Artis Johnson this time.
Nowhere to go that time. Good solid defensive play inside by defensive tackle from Martins Ferry.
Trevor Jackson,
good job. Now this is going to bring up 3rd and long, and we'll see if Coach Magistro tries to go to the air. He tried to go deep to Masciarelli on his last series. See if he tries to do it again. He's got Kaiser set wide over here. Masciarelli wide to the left.
Crow carries through. Huge hole. Crossing the 40. And he's not brought down until he reaches the Martins Ferry 42, and he was inches away from taking it all the way.
That's what happens when you get a man-to-man defense in your secondary, Ryan. You know, if you're able to get past the line of scrimmage and those deep defenders are up there, chasing their wide receivers, it's going to be a big gain, and that's what happens here. Inside linebacker wasn't able to get there. The corner linebacker was a little slow closing. Here he is right here, and almost breaks it, but a good touchdown-saving tackle by Murray. Well, that put them out of a hole, and again is going to change the field position in favor of Bel Air here.
Could be the last play of this third quarter as it's 15 seconds and winding. Artis Johnson coming back to the middle. And that will take us to the fourth quarter. The final 12 minutes of the regular season. Both of these teams headed to the postseason. Only one of them will head there unbeaten at 10-0. Right now it's looking like it'll be Bel Air up 23-0 on the Smitty scoreboard. We head to the fourth. Start of the fourth quarter. Ryan Recker, the coach Rich Walensky, happy that you're joining us here from Martins Ferry Purple Riders Stadium. Bel Air back to Aaron Crow. Jamal Murray coming up from his defensive back spot to shoot him down around the 40.
We've talked a lot about the backs and the receivers for Bellaire, but their offensive line has done really an outstanding job. Tyler Robinson, Alex Stevenson, Dustin Bruce, Bobby Mansfield, Luke Spradling, and just done an excellent job. And you got to give a lot of credit to Dustin Bruce, who is the center. He's done a great job on these snaps all the time.
This is Kaiser picking through. He'll be close to a first down just outside the 30-yard line, and I believe he will have it. We'll check the official spot, and while we do that, we remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by West Liberty State College, the Health Plan, Comcast, Weirton Chiropractic Clinic and Wheeling Spine Center, Doane Ford, and Quality Motor Cars. It is a first down for the Big Reds at the Martins Ferry 32-yard line, and you would think one more score would put this one way out of reach. It's already a 4-score game. Rocchio, design run.
Wow, nowhere to go. Good defense again by Ferry.
Jake Klug in there. Murch coming up from that pile.
Derek Holt also.
And that's you talk about that Bel Air offensive line tonight, as we get a tremendous shot of what's going on down on the field as far as traction is concerned.
Yeah, what traction?
The mutters tonight. But back to the point, this Bel Air offensive line has also picked up the blitz tonight. They have not allowed Martins Ferry to get to Rocchio. On a 2nd and 8 from the 30. Shovel pass.
Oh!
Crow slipped in.
Wow! Trying to make a cut, and he's trying to make a cut in a mud hole right there in a quagmire. And this is a nice little option play that Bel Air runs. They have the two side cars, and when Rocchio takes the ball, he's either looking for the shovel pass forward or the pitch back to the trailing back to his right. So it really gives him a nice option right there.
Two fakes, Rocchio, Masciarelli. And there's a flag on the play. Now this is going to be interesting. Murray was on him again, had the coverage. It appeared at one point that Masciarelli pushed him in the back to try to gain some separation. So this could go on the offense.
Well, we'll see what the call Jack Prettyman is going to make right here. He's talking to the official. And Bel Air is moving backwards, so I think they know it's going to be offensive pass interference.
One of the rare calls we see in football. And hey, how about Jack Prettyman posing for us for once tonight?
Way to go, Jack. Take a look at it on the replay. And Rocchio going deep, and just really can't see it, just see the end of the play. We'll see it right here. There it is right there. It's a real clear shot. Masciarelli did have his hands on the defensive back. So it's a 15-yard penalty. And it is 4th down.
It is 4th and 25 all the way back at the 45. And a snap to Rocchio, and he'll quick kick it. And Martins Ferry will take over outside its own 20-yard line. 9:13 left in regulation. Bel Air looking like it's on its way to another perfect 10-0 regular season. On the run, Jamal Murray completes. Ryan Murch is tight end, first down to the 35. A rare first down here in the second half and a rare completed pass. And just to underscore how much both offenses have been slowed by this rain, only 2 points scored in this second half, and that was by virtue of a safety and a mishap by Jeremy Murray. Jamal Murray, check that, slipping in his own backfield and taking a knee in the end zone. So Martins Ferry on the attack here. Less than 9 minutes left. To the middle, complete again to Murch, who's inside the 45.
Well, I tell you, this passing game for Martins Ferry has come alive here. It's 2 completions in a row, and both to the tight end. This time they're able to get a nice seam down the middle for the tight end. You can see he gets between the linebacker and the safety and is able to make a nice reception, taking it into Bel Air territory inside the 45-yard line of Bel Air.
So back-to-back completions. Murray to Murch. Tried again, and Murch was sandwiched right in the middle. Masciarelli came from behind him, and Jordan Traylinek caught him from the front side.
It was Traylonek's hit probably more from the inside that had the impact on the tight end. It's the same pattern, and just a big collision right there with the inside linebacker doing a great job of dropping into his zone.
Now this Traylinek is one of the most overlooked players and underrated players in this area. Murray releases for Zan. No good. Some folks wanting some extracurricular in the backfield as Murray took a hit. No flag. Third and 10.
Jack Perdiman is getting some boos right here, but I don't think that this was anything that was real violent as far as the quarterback was concerned. They wanted roughing the passer penalty, but he had a hold of his shirt and just dragged him down.
And all those boos will do will, of course, egg on the Bel Air crowd on the far side out of a fake. That was incomplete, bouncing. Intended for Chase Tucker. Fourth down, and at this point, Martins Ferry looks as if they'll elect to go for it.
They don't have anything to lose. They're down by 23. It's 4th and 10. They're in Bel Air's territory. It's a good gamble to go for it here. At 5 wide receivers.
Trying to stay in it. And Murray loses the football as he was sacked from the outside by Perko. Bel Air takes over on downs.
Okay, when you put 5 receivers out there, you don't have a lot of protection. It's almost one-on-one protection. If they're going to send more than what you have to block them, that's what's basically going to happen.
And let's give a nod to this Bel Air defensive unit tonight here, Coach.
Yeah, they've done a great job. This is a very explosive, Martins Ferry team, and to hold them scoreless through, 3.5 quarters is really a compliment.
I used the word overlooked as Bel Air will go back to work here with Johnson on the ground. I used the word overlooked to describe Traylinek. The whole defensive unit, I think, as a group, you could say that about. When you have a high-octane offense, is putting up points, point totals in the 30s just about every week. It's easy to gloss over the defensive effort week in and week out, and
that's an excellent point. They've done a relatively good job. They haven't given up a lot of points over the course of the year. The 29 points to Wheeling Park are the most that they've given up to any of their opponents so far. And they have been a pretty good, consistent defensive football team.
In the meantime, the offense will work on the clock. Crow to the right side.
Staying in bounds is the big thing. Don't run out of bounds. Don't stop the clock. We're down under 7 minutes right now with the clock still running.
And Bel Air is
3rd and 11.
Less than 7 minutes away from shutting out Martins Ferry in back-to-back seasons.
And they're not in any hurry to get up to the line of scrimmage either, so you got to milk as much time off of that clock as you possibly can. Wow, good solid hit there.
Yeah, Rocchio gave off to Crow, and it was Klug coupled with Holtz.
Big number 71, Jake Klug. Nice job. We're going to take a look at it on the Doan Ford replay. Just sort of a blast off the left side, and great job of getting off his block and getting to the ball carrier very, very quickly.
Well, Martins Ferry does not have anybody deep, so they're going to come after this punt. And we've talked about how the return game is a factor tonight. Over the head of Perko. Can he get this one off? Oh, my goodness, he does.
And not a bad kick
That
either.
is absolutely sensational. Down at the Martins Ferry 30. And when it's going well for you, my goodness, it's going well. Somehow, he gets off a 20-yard punt.
Holy mackerel. Here it is on a replay. The ball is well over his head, and there's a whole bunch of guys coming after him, and he's able to get up, pick up the ball, turn around, and get off a pretty decent kick that puts Martins Ferry back on about their own 30-yard line.
Jamal Murray. Murch bobbled it, and then was swarmed under by Kaiser.
Supposed to be a screen pass, but the screen never developed. Kaiser recognized it very, very quickly, was able to get up, make the tackle for a loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
And if this scenario stands, this score stands here tonight, Bel Air will grab the #1 spot in Division 4 Region 15. Martins Ferry will have to wait and see if they will host a playoff game next week. Jeremy Murray.
Nowhere to go for Jeremy Murray. The defense is really playing with a lot of adrenaline right now. They're really fired up, getting to the ball very, very quickly, and doing an overall great job of containing this Martins Ferry offense.
Now, Coach, I know this is a rivalry game and emotions running so high, but at this point, with both of these teams having their seasons extended into next week, you got to start thinking about not wanting to get anybody injured.
Right.
Here with just over 4.5 left. Jamal Murray out of the sack. Coming forward. Nearing the sticks, and he'll slide and be awfully close across the 40.
I think he's going to have it. There's a possibility these two teams could meet again in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too, as they did 2 years ago with the season that Martins Ferry went 9-0 in the regular season and pushed all the way to the state semifinals, where they beat Bel Air twice. The Big Reds, as we take a look at the Doan Ford Lincoln Mercury instant replay, the Big Reds paid them back last year 35-0, and they're shutting them out again here tonight 23-0. And I know a lot of folks will say, how much did the field play a factor in tonight's game? And boy, wouldn't you like to see these two on a turf situation at a Harding Stadium. Not taking anything away from Bel Air, but that will be a point brought up, no question about it, when this one's diagnosed tomorrow morning. Jeremy Murray one more time as we wind inside of 4 minutes. And that would be if they meet again, would be the likely setting, would be Harding Stadium, where they met 2 years ago in the playoffs.
You know, as far as the field conditions are concerned, both teams had to play on it. And, going into the game, I thought the conditions may have favored Martins Ferry a little bit, because they depended on the run a little bit more than the pass. And I thought that the weather would have some effect on Rocchio throwing the ball, but the way he threw it in the first half was just phenomenal.
2nd and 7 coming this side, and it's complete. Derek Edwards.
Nice catch.
And I think another note worth mentioning is Bel Air's commitment to stick with their game plan through the inclement conditions.
Yeah, they didn't change anything, because I don't think they have anything to change to tell you the truth, Ryan. That's it. That's their game, and they're gonna put the ball up regardless of what kind of weather it is, because that's what they do. I mean, that's their offense. That's their philosophy. They don't have a a backup offense or a plan B or anything else. This is it. So, you got to stop us.
Perko trying to get Murray one more time. Murray would not allow that, and he takes on another would-be tackler and is finally brought out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
And the clock keeps on moving.
And look at that uniform. Does that say it all tonight, or what?
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Boy, good luck to the moms getting these uniforms clean. Huh? The picture says it all. And look at Murray, put that helmet back on. He's ready for more work. 4th and 3 coming up. One final chance for Martins Ferry to try to make something happen here tonight. Down he goes again, slipping. Fry would have had him anyway.
I don't know who did it or who made the tackle. I mean, the numbers are almost impossible to see.
Almost positive it was Anthony Fry. Nonetheless, Bel Air holds again on downs, and they are a minute 48 away from going 10-0. $23-0 Bel Air. Touchdown pass from Nick Rocchio to Aaron Crow. Rocchio to Jason Kaiser. And then Rocchio to Trey Masciarelli. This one mostly Masciarelli, and it's our Bloomberg Eye Center play of the game. With it 14-0 Bel Air, Masciarelli spinning free, cutting back, getting a block, couple of jukes, and then out racing everybody for the touchdown. One of his more electrifying touchdowns in his electrifying career at Bel Air. So the Big Reds will go to work on this clock here. Just over a minute and a half remaining.
Coach Bruney making a lot of substitutions right now.
Yep, trying to get some of these seniors, a group that he has been so proud of this year. In many eyes, overachieved, trying to get them a little cheer from the crowd here to come off in their final regular season game. Again, there's a good possibility Martins Ferry will have another home game here 1 week from tonight. Bel Air, in the meantime, will play Saturday afternoon. Their opponent will be determined either tomorrow night or early on Sunday, but most likely at some point tomorrow. Rocchio to his knee. Well, Coach, the regular season winding to a close. I can't believe it's been 10 weeks down already. And
I'll tell you, it is. It's a season that really went fast. Been some exciting games on WTOV over the course of this season.
And this is one of the biggest we've ever broadcast. These two will be joined by St. Clairsville in Division IV Region 15 in the postseason.
They won't have to run another play.
And John Magistro in his final regular season game as head coach of Bel Air can proudly say that he has shut out his biggest rival. But both of these teams still with more business as they head to the postseason. But right now, Bel Air, the team celebrating a 23-0 win as the Big Reds, for the second consecutive year, shut out Martins Ferry. There's the final on the Smitty scoreboard on a rainy night here in Martins Ferry. Coach, some final thoughts.
I tell you, it was an entertaining game, even though the weather was as bad as it was. You know, I really have to give a lot of credit to both of these teams. They've fought very, very hard. Great records. You know, Bel Air, perfect season. Martins Ferry, 9-1. You know, if Lady Luck shines on both of those teams, they may be playing each other somewhere down the road in 2 or 3 weeks.
And we shall see. In the meantime, we want to thank you for watching and give a special thanks to all of the folks, be it fans, band members, our crew, everyone tonight that braved these elements to come out here and see the 101st meeting of Bel Air and Martins Ferry. And now, for the coach Rich Walensky and our entire crew here at WTOV9, I'm Ryan Ricker saying thanks for watching. We will see you in the playoffs. A reminder, tomorrow night, Wheeling Park and John Marshall. For now, we say good night from Martins Ferry.